Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in once again. So, USACC group build of 2024/2025 start and end date. I want to thank Kim for picking out the kit, Mark Batts and Lucas C, all the fine gentlemen over there that puts us on. So appreciate that, guys. I am late to the party. Yep, supposed to be done last week, but hey, man of my word, I'm holding my commitment to it and finishing it, and it's 99.3%. I'm going to go that route. It's missing a few things, a few trinkets. We had some issues along the way. If you watched a video a while back I did on the Gallery TG airbrush with the fan cap, that thing was a nice airbrush, but the pattern sprayed wide like it's supposed to, and it did a great job. Problem is that my paint booth wasn't the cleanest, and it introduced new spray area into the booth from my Iwata, and it released a bunch of dust into the paint. You know, because black paint is just, it loves dust. I mean, it's just like, hey, come check out here and let's make a bubble right. That's how black paint is. That's the way it goes. So I ended up having to resand that down. This was kind of the kit from hell. Yep, that's kind of the way it went. Sorry to say, and that was all on me. The kit was actually a great kit, a great build. I would actually love to do another one. Looking back at some of the things, and if I would have just stuck to my original game plan, we'd have been okay. But the problem is, this will look cool, this will look cool, so I thought, I'm going to take the decals, that big yellowish gold with the orange. I'm going to cut the orange out, and I'm going to try to slide that on there. Well, then they work out quite well. So I decided to paint my own striping on there. Had some issues with that as well. So I give prompts to you guys that do the lowriders and all that custom paint work like that with all the striping. Good for you guys, man, because I tell you what, it wasn't so friendly with me, but it was okay. It looked okay. I had to do some changes to fix it, which we got it handled. Started with a 3D engine, mocked it all up in mock-up. Looked great, fantastic. Didn't think about putting a hood on it. Had it all done almost. Get that engine in, that intake on it, and the hood don't fit right now. Oh, yes. So, you know, looking back, I wish I would have modified the other hood, made it to where it fit. Yeah, so I was actually putting the cross ram engine at the 440. That was my original plan with the carburetors and the fenders. That's what I wanted to do, but they were just too tall. Hood wouldn't fit. That's another story for another day. So I will be putting another video up on this. I really didn't put a lot of videos on this car as I was building it, which I probably should have, but I had a couple other things I was working on, so I just didn't do it, and I actually lost some footage kind of along the way, switching equipment out, so to speak, trying different cameras, all that fun stuff. I usually video with my cell phone, so that was the other kind of holdback on this. I got a new cell phone, and just, it takes beautiful pictures, but for some reason I upload to the computer, like, wow, it's just like white out looking, you know, just, it's overexposed. I'm trying to correct it, research. Anyways, I bought a different camera, which we're on right now. I'm still learning it, so I've had a few issues with that, so I'm just, I just need something that works. So anyways, besides that, we'll take you over the bench. We'll show you the car. So the prolonging is over. Yeah, like I say, I'm a week and a day behind, but that's okay. We're still going to get it out there, and we're going to show it off. I wanted to rush it kind of to take it to our Detroit show. So it made its first public appearance down there. So yeah, let's go to the bench and let's take a look at this thing. All right, guys, so there we have it. There's my rendition of the 68 Dodge Dart by Revell. Like I say, it was a great kit, good builder, love to do it again. I like the color combinations I did with it. It was different than what I planned, like I said, so that's how we ended up where we ended up. Other than that, let's talk about the model. So we have it painted in MCW black enamel. Obviously, I've mentioned to you 2 times paint job on it, heavily wet sanded. First coat, not much so on the second. The gold pinstriping and the gold kind of the flare on the back quarter, that is MCW War Bonnet Yellow Metallic. That was a cool color. It's a nice metallic paint, enamel as well. And this was another issue I had. Like I said, this was just the kit of all kits for me. I taped down the yellow. Obviously, I taped the stripe down with Tamiya tape, which I've used 1,000 times. Worked great, awesome, never had a problem. I always peel the tape while it's still wet. And as I'm pulling the tape, the paint is wanting to stick to the tape for some reason. And it's giving me that weird, like, rough edge. And I thought, oh, you gotta be kidding me right now. Anyways, so now I got a little edge on it. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna put a little pinstripe along that edge. So I went through and used the gallery acrylic markers. They sell them as a 10-pack, and I used the red copper, taped it off, and used a red copper marker along the edge of the yellow or the gold. I think that turned out pretty cool. It gives it just a distinctive look. I didn't do the whole thing, just in areas, just kind of highlight it. I was pretty pleased with that, how that turned out. Once again, like I say, just kit problem with me, because I was on and off this so many times working on it. So the chrome tree that come with it, like I say, because I flip flop back design ideas and whatnot. I ended up, I don't know what happened to it. I probably threw it away. The hood pins as it comes around, those are not the hood pins out of the kit. I'm telling on myself here. Those are actually out of an 85 NASCAR Thunderbird trunk. That's what those are from. I do have some of the which ones are they? Design something, the actual nice like photo etched hood pins I was going to put on there, but like I say, I was rushing for the Detroit show. I just didn't have time. Put something in to fill the voids. So it might be just in time. I might just replace those, swap them out, and give it a little better look. So that's where we end up with that. Did the black bumpers. What else we got here? So the wheels. The wheels are 3D printed. Those wheels are actually for a Porsche model. And the print file come with different offsets for the wheels. So of course I went with the big fatties and went that way. The tires are 3D printed. Those are painted with Tamiya rubber black. And the outside of the wheels, the kind of the rim is painted with green stuff world chrome metal. And the rim itself is painted with Tamiya gloss black. And once again, for the gold, I use the Gallery's flashy gold marker, acrylic marker, and a little bit of Molotow for the little chrome accents in there, you know. The GTS on the fenders, that is bare metal foil. So I love that trick. It works really well, but you just got to remember to do it when you first start. You got to put it right on top of plastic. You can do it when you do the primer, but I find the first layer down, the better, especially if you're wet sanding, because you'll get it, you won't get no edges on it. So the trunk and the two fenders have the GTS, and like I say, those are bare metal foil. And it's nice because what you do is you just paint over top of everything, and you just wet sand it, it just wipes it off. You gotta be a little gentler over it, but it looks really nice. Gives that nice chrome emblem. Works good on the model, especially if that's really pronounced. So other than that, we'll take it off the turntable. I think that's all the specialties we got going on here. Threw my typical antenna on there, all that fun stuff, and used the gallery, the red copper across the back. And as I'm seeing in the video, I see, once again, telling on my build skills here, I got a little red spill over on that left taillight panel, so we're gonna have to do some fixing on that one day. So like I say, blacked out the bumpers. I thought that looked pretty cool. Just give it a different look. I think it looks overall really cool. You can't go wrong with black and gold. That's just iconic. Always reminds me of a Trans Am type color, you know. But it's classic. It looks great on anything, I think, anyways. So we'll take a little closer look, and like I said, I'll show you that pinstriping. So I did it across the hood. You really don't notice it as much on the hood. So we see if we can hone in on that a little bit there. There's some fingerprints there. And also down the sides. So you can see along that sail panel on the back, and then on the bottom of the gold. So that looks pretty cool. So other than that, we'll take it off the turntable, and we'll take a look underneath and show you guys what it looks like from that. Alright guys, nothing too flashy on the hood, like I say, is not completed, so there we have it. I put the original intake on it. It's a 3D printed carburetor that was supposed to go on the dual ram intake. So like I say, I had to cut the master cylinder off to get it in there, and then come to find out I couldn't use it in the end. I thought, wow, that was awesome. But hey, I'll get her fixed up. Bottom side, it's almost there. No drive shaft, no shocks. So she's a bouncy ride, and it don't go anywhere with no brakes. It's cool. So the wheels, I ended up pinning those. It was nice because that file gave me two choices, what you wanted to put on it. If you wanted to go with the Tamiya style or like a Fujimi, so I went with Tamiya, and we went that route. So I thought those turned out pretty cool. So I just took a piece of K&S aluminum and cut it and measured it up. So surprisingly, it's not even a tripod. It sits really nice on all four wheels and turned out pretty good. So other thing too, I was very happy with it. This is sprayed with the Gallery Swallowtail airbrush with the 2.8, I believe, is needle and about 18 psi, and that is not polished. The clear coat, that is just fresh out of the gun. Susie bake oven for a while, and there we have it. There's no polish, no rub down, nothing on it. It's just, that's it. So I was very happy. I got virtually no dust in it, which is amazing for me. And yeah, so it turned out really good. So I figured I'm not even going to touch it. There's a couple little spots, but you kind of got to look for them. But other than that, I'm really happy with the paint, you know, the way that clear come out. So I was really, really happy. So once again, guys, there we have it. There's my rendition of the Dodge Dart, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I think that turned out pretty cool. So once again, guys, yeah. Oh, the other thing too I did, I almost forgot. I took the engine and I cut the mounts off in it, lowered it down. Hope that's getting focused in there. And I got the oil pan right to the bottom. So if you're actually driving this car and you know straddle a critter on the road, you're probably gonna thump it in its head. So I'm just saying, because I wanted it low, because I love the looks of that. I think that's really cool looking. The 440 Ci, the decal on the hood, that is out of the Coronet model kit, the convertible. So I figured it looked kind of cool with the red on there, just give it a little bit different color and go that route. So I'm going to do, like I say, another video on this with a little bit of build info, kind of show the interior a little bit. I'm not a fan of the steering wheel. Everything else turned out pretty cool. I'll put some floor mats in there, all that fun stuff. But other than that, guys, there we have it. A week late as usual, and that is the build for the USACC group build for the 68 Dodge Dart of 2025. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.